It's stout time again. The night is over. I've gotten double workouts on today. I did yard work. I did kid work. I cooked dinner. I have earned a big-ass stout. Of course I have. And even if I hadn't earned it, I'd probably still be drinking it because I am malt maniac, as you know. And one thing you also know is that I have an affinity for beer from Lagunitas Brewing Company out of Petaluma, California, and Chicago, Illinois, US of A. Yay, yay! As is exampled by beers staged right. That's right. So, what beer do we have from said brewery that I have an affinity for today, Lagunitas? I have their Cappuccino Stout. That's right, but not just their Cappuccino Stout, their Vintage-ized Cappuccino Stout, which is a 2014 vintage. Now, I don't know if they meant to do this on purpose and they came up with Vintage-ized, or they had a whole bunch of extra Cappuccino Stout laying over, and they said, you know what, we got to figure out a way to sell it. Let's put a tag on here and sell it. So, you know what, I like sour beers. I don't know if I always sell their coffee beers, though. And this is their Cappuccino Stout, so that means it should be coffee and espresso forward up in your grill with that kind of stuff. But anyways, not flapping my gums about these semantics. What about the beer? Other semantics, anyway. It's an American Imperial Stout. It's a rotating serving. Clocks in at 9.2% ABV and 29.5 IBUs. And the coffee in this beer is what? Ah, it's hardcore brand coffee, whatever that is. Something out in California, I suppose. So, I've had this beer before. It was probably been like 3 years ago, and it's probably one of the few Lagunitas beers I have not reviewed. So we're going to take care of that right now, aren't we? By, boom, popping the top on this bad boy, displaying our obsessively collectible crown, getting in the glass, and telling you what's up. Wow, with the coffee blasting off the top of this. Vintage-ized 2014 Cappuccino Stout. Here we go. Ooh, it's kind of thin looking for a stout, but you know what, who knows. We got to get into it and really see what's up before I pass some kind of judgment like thinness on a stout. So, appearance wise, it's not completely black or opaque. There is some ruby glints coming through in the bottom, plenty of streaming carbonation coming up from said bottom of the snifter here. We got a solid one finger head of super tightly packed bubbles, no sudsiness at all to them. Yeah, and we're going to get glass lacing. We always do, at least I always get glass lacing on Lagunitas beers. Damn, but there's a ton of chocolate and coffee blasting off the aroma in this. But take a look at that, guys. Really nice, sort of tame looking stout in the glass. Not like a mega dark mocha head or anything like that, but almost porter looking in some ways. But let's see what's up with the aroma. Wow, still big espresso, a ton of dark fruits and raisins. Wow, nice coffee espresso. As I get into it, it gets even bigger. Dark chocolate, toffee, raisins, burnt brown sugar, mild tobacco note in the background. But that coffee and dark chocolate is big and present up in your face. It's like a mocha cappuccino. Oh, gee. I wonder why that would be. No alcohol in the aroma. Smells really damn tasty. You know what? The other 50% is the taste. It looks good. Smells good. Let's dive in. Cheers. Nice. A little bit fuller body than it appears. It's medium verging on medium full. Really zippy, effervescent carbonation in this beer. It's been a long time since I had. I don't remember that about this beer, but there's been many stouts since I've had this 2 or 3 years ago, the last time I had it. First thing you get right up front, it's not gigantic, but it's coffee right up in your face, espresso in the middle of the tongue. You're getting chocolate, and the back, you have a roastiness in the background. Alcohol is totally hidden, a little bit of warming in the chest, that kind of thing going on. Not much at all, just a little tiny bit down the bottom of the chest. It's a little thinner, I think, really, as I drink it more than I would like it to be. This is more Imperial Porter-ish, and now that I've drank it down, you can see through this beer. The light actually passing through it. I can see my little chopping block here through the bottom of it in some ways. But tasty beer just the same. A lot of coffee, a lot of really dark roast notes in the back. And that's like, it's almost like dark roast notes and like burnt brown sugar notes in the back end as the aftertaste, which is nice. Really tasty beer. Easy to drink, judging by the fact that I've pounded down most of this glass already. It's been one of those days. Daddy needs his medicine. But tasty beer. It's just the only thing that is lacking in this beer to me is body. It's got good flavor. As a cellar beer, the flavors are integrated, the chocolate and everything. And in the back end, there's a building roast or like almost char-like bitterness, but it's not that it's like earthy. So maybe it's the hops they're using it. I don't know which hops those are in this particular beer because they don't tell you. But it's not off-putting or anything. But it's you know what? It's like spent coffee grounds almost. The building in the back, and if you put a bunch of coffee in it, that doesn't surprise me. But here, let me pour a little more. Why not, right? It's day to chill. We're kicking back. Got the work done. We'll pour a little more before we pass judgment here. But drinking this probably, I'd say, I don't know, about like 52 degrees right now. Aroma hasn't really changed much from the first hit. Okay. I'm ready to pass judgment. You're probably glad because I was just like waffling on and no, drinking some more. Let's keep drinking. But that's what we're here to do, isn't it? Hang out, have a beer together, maybe make a little quid pro quo in them comment sections and all that shit. That's what we do. That's why we're kicking it, right? Hell yes. So, rate beer gives this great beer a 95, an A. Beer Advocate gives it an 88. Now, these are cumulative grades. Now, this particular beer on Untapped, the Vintage-ized version, gets 3.82 caps, which is kind of like B+, A- ish. I think I'm going to go with a 90, A- on this one. I'm not liking this, but I'm not like in love with this beer. As stouts go, it's thin. This is more of a porter in my mind, like Imperial Porter these days, than it is a stout. Now, maybe back in the day when this was burst back in the 90s, this was all about a big stout, but it's a little thin, and it's a light stout is what it is. It's supposed to be Imperial Stout, but it's kind of light for an Imperial Stout. That's why I'm saying it's real more Imperial Porterish like, and it tastes a lot like an Imperial Robust Porter with coffee added in as an adjunct to me, for my palate, and from my drinking experience. So, I'm giving it A-. Have you had this beer? Have you had the Vintage-ized version? Have you had it fresh? Whatever. Tell me what you think about it. I like to know what you think too, because I don't know everything about beer. And when you tell me what you know, I get more smarter and more geeky. And that's what you're looking for, isn't it? A super beer geek. Hey, maybe that's why you stop by here. So, what I also would really love if you could do for me is think locally, drink locally, and support the craft beer movement. I am doing that, witnessed by bottle stage right and left and behind me and all around me. I'm getting the job done. Are you doing your part? I hope so. Woo, what it would be also awesome, too, is if you would rate, comment, subscribe, and smash that like button. Because that, along with copious amounts of Cappuccino Stout, Vintage-ized 2014 vintage, whatever the fuck you want to call it, puts my happy face on. So, to the next DJs BrewTube, I got nothing but a bunch of Cappuccino Stout drinking love for you. And you know what's coming? That's right. I know you're ready for it. A big ass peace out!